from savannas and deserts to jungles and grasslands. This kind of range alone shows that the leopard is a true master of survival. And to understand how they became so adaptable, we need to look at where this predator comes from. Leopards belong to the genus Panthera, like every other panther, such as tigers, lions, jaguars, and snow leopards. Their lineage goes back roughly 4 million years ago, with the oldest traces coming from East Africa. Fast forward to about a million years ago, however, they begin expanding to Asia and Europe. Unlike most big cats who became specialized for one type of environment, leopards remain really flexible with their habitat, which allowed them to rely on a large number of prey. Even though leopards used to roam across 3 continents, their range shrank drastically to what it is today due to environmental reasons combined with human presence. A good example of this is Europe, where they lived for thousands of years before disappearing around 12,000 years ago. But even though their range declined in some areas, leopards are still capable of surviving almost anywhere. To put it into perspective, there are only about 5,000 tigers in the wild, 23 to 39,000 lions, while leopards are more in the hundreds of thousands. An average African leopard weighs around 60 to 70 kilos for a length of about 180 centimeters. These statistics change a little with every one of the 9 subspecies. What doesn't change is that this puts them right in the middle of the predator hierarchy in almost every environment that they live in. Basically, they're strong enough to bully cheetahs or other lighter predators, but not enough to challenge, for example, a tiger. Being in this kind of spot is the reason why, apart from the usual hunting strategies that they share with other cats, they had to develop other behaviors, like being extremely capable of moving in trees, and it really is a genius hedge to have in their situation. Let's keep the savanna as an example. On the ground, they have to deal with lions, which live in groups and are individually stronger, hyenas that also live in groups while being individually powerful, and even wild dogs that rely on teamwork and endurance. For a loner like the leopard, this is insanely harsh competition. Being able to climb trees and bring their food up there allows them to bypass all of it, because apart from the occasional lion that tries, nothing else is capable of doing that. On top of that, the flexibility of their diet is another huge contributor to their adaptability. It's simple, as long as it's meat, they can eat it. Reptiles, birds, mammals, even insects. Something I haven't mentioned yet is that they're also capable of dropping directly from trees onto prey, which is an insanely impressive technique. A predator this adaptable doesn't stay limited to natural habitats. Inevitably, its behavior brings it into contact with humans. Now, leopards have long lived near people, sometimes far closer than most people realize. But even when you go back 500,000 years ago, when early humans shared landscapes with larger cats, leopards were rarely a direct danger. Bigger predators like cave lions, hyenas and bears posed far greater dangers. Today, leopards continue to thrive near villages and farms, moving mostly at night and remaining unseen. Despite all of that, living close to humans comes with obvious risks. Habitat destruction, hunting and conflicts over livestock now pose far greater danger than any of their competition ever could. Unlike with many other animals, their population keep decreasing so much that they are considered vulnerable. It's a real shame that this keeps happening. You know, I got the idea to make this video a few days ago when I stumbled upon one of those countless lions vs tigers YouTube shorts. It made me think about how people always praise the biggest or strongest animals, but if you ask me, more often than not, the animals that have to compete and survive in the same environment while being on paper disadvantaged are often just as or even more interesting. But really, at the end of the day, they do what they do, and they don't care what we think about them behind our screens, and that's it. That's the beauty of it. Anyway, you can like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm out, peace.